Hello. What's up tonight, everyone? Welcome to the stream. How's everyone doing? Infinite Answers, Juicy Jellyfish, Zach Arrow, Jay Zoller, Mega Blaster, everyone. Welcome. Vicky Kills, welcome. Good to see ya. Wangor. What's up, everyone? Did you have a good weekend? Ready for some more sweet streaming? What do you think of the Burn at the Stake Soul Sisters deck for Budget Magic? I actually had a lot of fun playing that deck. It was a pretty good one. And super budget. I've been pretty impressed with this deck. I'm really excited to test it out. I've only played a couple of matches with it so far. But one game I got a turn 3 kill, which was pretty awesome. That's kind of where you want to be in Modern. Like, this deck seems sweet because it seems resilient and can play like a regular game of Magic, but it can also just randomly turn 3 other combo decks when it gets the best draws. Well, Neckfire, yeah, that is a little disappointing. Good news is it will come back down shortly. King Cosmo, thank you for the follow. Tomorrow's your birthday, Juicy Jellyfish? Well, happy birthday. We're not streaming tomorrow. We're back Thursday, but since I won't see you until Thursday at the earliest, happy birthday to you. Ellen, thank you for the follow. This deck needs more Hedron alignment. Did people not like Stake Sisters? I must have missed some of those comments. I mean, there were questions about the deck, but that's a good thing. I want people to ask questions because I don't necessarily believe that most of my decks are optimal. So having a good debate about card choices and stuff in the comments, not only I think it's helpful for other people, but it's helpful for me because I build a lot of decks. My theory, I don't know if I've ever talked about this. When I was in college, we had a llama? I don't remember. But some sort of Tibetan monk that came and built this sand mandala and spent like a week building this super intricate, beautiful sand mandala. Was there, I don't even know how many hours, and then just kind of wiped everything away and was on to the next thing. That's kind of my theory of deck building. I like to come up with ideas and throw them out there for everyone. Hopefully people can pick up on them and make use of them, and then on to the next thing, on to the next deck. But anyway, so let's see. Of course, if you're looking for old streams, we got the MTG Goldfish Replay YouTube. And also, if you're looking to support the stream, we got some playmats. Other merch still in transit, still getting set, but soon. Love the Soul Sisters Burn at the Stake deck. Have I seen Corbin's Mono Red Token Storm? I don't think I have. So tonight, we are playing a deck that's called Knightfall. This is a combo, creature-y combo deck that's kind of been making waves in Modern. It top 8'd this past weekend. It's been floating like just below the surface, and it's pretty cool. Should you take apart Kiki Evolution and build this? Possibly. Oh man, I had so much trouble saying Scapeshift at that one point, which is weird because that's not one of the words I usually mess up. Usually Scapeshift I say correctly, but I said it wrong like 3 or 4 times in a row, and I think I said it wrong a different way each time. Somehow I kept like inverting letters, and I couldn't do it again if I wanted to. But tips and thoughts for pre-release. All right, this is an easy one. Open an invention, and then then it doesn't matter what else happens. That's my advice, which it probably isn't good advice because it basically means be lucky. But no, the card I want to draft most is the new Muldrifter, the 5-mana flyer that draws a card. So I would be looking for that. I think that vehicles will probably be pretty decent if you can build, open some decent vehicles. So this is Eli's list. So this deck, so we can get to the league and then we can talk about everything else. Oh, well, I'm glad we can give you a break, Future. Welcome to the stream. So this deck, the basic idea is we can win like just a value-y good stuff deck. We have knights that get big, a couple spell quellers, a value Nahiri, voice, scavenging you, selfless spirit for protection, collected companies. But the real synergy of this deck, which makes it really awesome, is Coral Helm or Retreat to Coral Helm, which is this weird enchantment. Whenever a land enters the battlefield, we get to tap or untap a creature or scry one. The combo, what's up, hashtag? Thank you for the follow. The combo is we use Retreat to Coral Helm in conjunction. We'll talk about why there's no Emrakul in a minute. It's actually really sweet. We use Retreat to Coral Helm in conjunction with Knight of the Reliquary. And this is how this deck can get turn 3 kills. If we can go Mana Dork on turn 1, Knight on turn 2, Retreat on turn 3, we can literally keep sacking lands with Knight until we get, and keep untapping it with Retreat to Coral Helm whenever another land enters. So we sack a land tonight, get a fetch land, for example, gets a trigger, target our Knight of the Reliquary, sack the fetch land, get another trigger from Retreat to Coral Helm, targeting our Knight of the Reliquary. Then we sack another land, and eventually we end up with this huge stack of untapped triggers on the Knight of Reliquary. We sack through our entire deck worth of lands. We even get like a Horizon Canopy. This also makes a ton of mana because we can tap for mana in between. But so we sack through all our lands. Our Knight gets big enough that it wins in one shot, and we just attack and win. Yeah, this Eli has been the person that's really been championing this deck. So I just picked it up. I've played 2 matches with this deck. So if you want a pro with this deck to answer your questions, Eli would be the one to ask, but I'm excited to play it. We also got some sweet synergies with, like, is it Staticaster, which we can untap a couple of times with a fetch land to shoot things down, gain a bunch of life while we're comboing off with, what's up, Von Tweetenbach? When we're comboing off with Knight of the Reliquary, thanks to Courser of Crewfix with the lands entering the battlefield, so it's really sweet. So this is what we're playing today. The Nahiri, actually, what we want to do is get like a Revel Arc or a Knight of the Reliquary. A hasty Knight of the Reliquary with Retreat to Coral Helm lets us kind of combo off and win with that. So we don't actually have an Emrakul, but I don't know if we actually need an Emrakul because of that. So that's what we're doing with this deck. Anyone got any guesses on what will happen to the modern ban list next week? My guess would be nothing. My hope would be possibly Become Immense or Inkmoth Nexus, but my guess would be that nothing happens. Nahiri is also pretty good at just shooting down enchantments, which is kind of relevant. So why no evolution? So I haven't played much with this deck. I'm going directly with the list that Eli's been playing and top 8ing with. So I haven't really messed around with building or changing the deck yet. So I'm just going with that for now. But we'll see. Maybe we'll decide. Oh no, not Ayavugan. Oh, that's... Ayavugan for me now is down with like the artifact lands in terms of how much I think they would be safe for the format. I think they're really... it's really unsafe. Like Skull Clamp territory. Because Eldrazi is already kind of dominating the format. Not dominating, but it's already a tier 1 deck in the format. If it had Ayavugan again, we would be right back to all Eldrazi all the time. I could see an argument. The cards I've been hearing the biggest arguments for is Bloodbraid Elf. I could also see an argument for Jace. Seems unlikely. I worry about Preordain, Ponder, and those cards. The problem is, I think they just make Infect and those kind of decks even better. Like, yeah, it's probably pretty sweet for control decks and other blue decks and would give them a boost, but it would give a big boost to the other unfair blue decks in the format, like Infect as well. Anything I want unbanned. I would like to see Jace unbanned, just as an experiment. I really don't think Jace would be that dominant. I honestly... don't think it would be that good. I mean, it's a good card and it would be good, but we're in a format where decks are built around killing you on turn 3, turn 3.5. I don't know if Jace would have much of a place in a format with Affinity, with Infact, with those kind of cards. So I just think it would get overrun. I mean, I think decks would play it. If you're playing, like, the Nahiri Jeskai decks, there are decks would be able to take advantage of it, and it would help those decks. But I think with the current meta, if you just look at it, Jace isn't that great against a lot of the stuff that's happening in the format. Burn, Infact, Death Shadow Zoo, all those things. So, Dr. Robot Rick, thank you for the follow. I don't know about Bloodbraid Elf. That's true. Stake Sisters, Jace would not have a chance. Deathrite, the argument I see for Bloodbraid Elf being okay is that the real problem with Jund was Deathrite. That was the problem to begin with. So I think it might be safe to have Bloodbraid Elf in the format. It's still a really good card, and it might be too good. But if they had banned Deathrite Shaman to begin with, it's possible they never would have banned Bloodbraid Elf. Oh, thank you, Follosaurus or something, for the follow. Thank you, thank you. Preordain would be sweet. I would like better cantrips. I just worry about what it does for the really combo-y aggressive decks. Frozen Fruit Punch, going well. Welcome. So I don't know. My guess is we don't see any major changes. Something could sneak off the ban list, like Bloodbraid Elf. Jace would be a shocker, but I don't think it's 0% that they unban Jace. But I think the most likely thing to happen will be no changes. Most likely card to get banned is probably Become Immense. Captor Zen Zero, thank you for the follow. So I think Become Immense would be the most likely card to get banned, although I would rather see... Hey, Twitch banned me 3 times. You really haven't followed before? I've seen you in here a million times, Twitch. Well, thank you for the follow. I guess I just assumed that you already followed. Oh, no. Brainstorm cannot be banned in Legacy. Please, no. Brainstorm is what makes Legacy Legacy. If they ban it, it would just... The whole format is different. And not nearly as fun, I don't think. Ace of Blades, thank you for the follow. Brainstorm is what lets Legacy decks play so many crazy one-ofs and do so many powerful things, because with fetch lands, you can still find your pieces when you need them, even though you're not playing 4 of them. Matt Johnson, thank you for the follow. Grave Troll is a really interesting one to argue about. Because Dredge, like, they unbanned Grave Troll, nothing happened. Then Dredge kind of jumped up to tier 1 for a short time, and then it's kind of fallen back down a little bit. Level 1, thank you for the follow. I mean, it's still playable, but it's not as good as it was a month ago even. Because I think it really is, like in Legacy, once people play Sideboard Hate, you can beat Dredge. H-Dog, thank you for the follow. What do I think of about mass unbanning things to raise the power level of decks across the board? That would be interesting. Oh, I'm glad you enjoyed the Stake Sisters videos, Willem. It would be interesting to see what happened if they did that, but some stuff is just, oh. Aggravated Assault, thank you for the follow. Like Skull Clamp and the Artifact lands are just so busted. Nexus, thank you for the follow. So that's what I would worry about, is there's some cards that we know are broken, and taking those off the ban list, even as like a test, is sort of risky. Is it annoying to play Soul Sisters in paper? I would actually argue that it's less annoying, because you can just be like, oh, this enters, I gain a life from each of these creatures, so I'm up 3 life. When in Magic Online, you physically have to stack every single trigger every single time. So in some ways, I think it's less cumbersome to play a deck like Soul Sisters on in the paper world. Might sound weird, but I think that's true. Ugh. Well, drawing lands is not what we wanted after keeping this hand. What's the solution to modern between current power or escalate dominance of force? Wait, did I read that wrong? What's the solution to modern between the current power escalation or blue dominance with force of will and legacy? I don't know. A force of will type card is something I think could be helpful for the format, but it's risky. I mean, it's definitely risky. So the problem with printing a force of will, like, it helps decks stay alive past turn 3, which is one of my biggest problems with Modern right now, is there's just so many decks that kill you before turn 4 that a lot of stuff that's really sweet and fun doesn't work. But if you put Force of Will in the format, then a lot of those decks will also play Force of Will, and it'll just be like Force of Will battles. Counterspell, Daze maybe, Flusterstorm, something along those lines I could see being a good solution. I think literal Force of Will would be risky, though. What do I think of using Thopter Sword in Soul Sisters with a Jeskai Shell? I have not even considered that. It's an interesting idea. What does it really do for the deck, though? Will I get Mana Tithe today? The answer is probably. Our opponent drew into Tron off of their scrying. Now they get to take probably Path, I would guess. I guess they take Path and then counter our Collected Company. I like Blue Tron alright. I actually am less unhappy playing against Blue Tron than I am playing against Red Green Tron. Rig Jiggles, thank you for the follow. The problem with the other versions of Tron is they're just so good at putting together Tron. At least with this Tron, it takes them a while sometimes. They just don't auto Tron every single game. What do I think about Esper mid-range in Standard? I'm excited for like a blue-white or Esper control. I could see mid-range working as well, though. How do I use the card fetcher? I think if you just do exclamation point card and then space in the card name, it should pull up the text in the chat. Bant Tamio in Modern Enchantress. What would it do for us, though? I mean, it's probably fine. It stalls out things a couple turn. Well, our opponent had a good draw, but they're not playing as many ways to put Tron together. They're not just playing mono eggs to try to consistently turn 3 Tron as quickly as possible. Also, they sometimes have less scary finishers. Although, if we're about to get Mindslavered, I take that back. Oh, it's a Worm Coil. That's much better than a Mindslaver. Well, I guess we're just going to main phase. What do we even want to hit? I guess we just main phase the Collected Company. Get Selfless Spirit and Noble Hire, or Voice of Resurgence, rather. Play an island, play a Scavenging Ooze, pass the turn. I don't know if this is going to get us out of here, though. Energy does look pretty good. They printed a lot more energy support than I would have imagined. Yeah, this isn't a very good Is It Stratocaster matchup. So our opponent's going to attack. We're going to block with the Voice just to get the token, I think. The problem is, sooner or later, our opponent's going to find a Mindslaver, and then we just lose. We're pretty much just straight up locked out of the game, which is not good. Locking opponents out of the game is good. Getting locked out of the game, on the other hand, is not good. Energy is going to be a great mechanic for Twitch chat coverage. I can see that. So who's going to pre-release this weekend? What are you hoping to open at pre-release? Not counting, let's say, not counting Chandra, because it's $50, everyone wants it, and not counting inventions. What non-Chandra, non-invention card do you most want to open? It looks like it's going to be a good one. Oh, the Take My Energy meme. Okay. Ooh, lots of votes for Mastercraft. Metallurgic Summonings, I'm a big fan of that card. That's my sleeper pick for the set. Oh, you've never seen me live? Well, welcome, SRC. How do I feel about the first run missing the energy tokens? I don't know. I mean, it's not ideal, but it's also not the end of the world. Marco Canta, thank you for the follow. A foil full art swirly island, or a foiled swirly island, not full art. Foil basics are always nice to open. Young Pyromancer 53, thank you for the follow. Well, I mean, I guess we run this knight out there. Try to. And Township, pass the turn. Uh-oh. Is this Thirst? Oh, I bet we get Mindslavered here. Opponent gets to draw a bunch. I wonder if we don't get Mindslavered here, Knight can find us a Ghost Quarter to maybe take our opponent off Tron and maybe give us a chance to get back in this game, sort of, ish. I do that sometimes too. I either forget I'm playing Magic and focus on the conversation, or I forget I'm in a conversation and just play Magic too much. Sezbot, thank you for the follow. Gearhulks do seem sweet. What Gearhulk do you want to open the most? What's the best one for limited? I think the blue, the black one's obviously a bomb in limited. Anything that like is a 2-for-1 that kills a creature is pretty good. The ooze can eat it, so we wouldn't get hard locked out of the game, but we'd still get pretty wrecked, like you see with Emrakul and Standard. Slam our knight into the worm coil, kill our token, something like that. The blue one is really sweet. I don't know if that's the best one for limited, though. I think black is really good for limited. Green is probably decent for limited. I think we're going to block with a Birds of Paradise. We don't really need more mana here. It's going to be hard to get our knight to 30 power. Opponent's going to kill our township. Alright. Also a bit annoying. Get a forest. Our knight's up to a 7/7. Man, we could draw... We could draw into our retreat. Ooh, Oblivion Stone? That's a little scary. Well, let's start eating stuff. So I guess actually, because we have Selfless Spirit, that Oblivion Stone's not even really that scary. Ooh, a double Selfless Spirit? Well, let's get in with Ooze and our Elemental. Hit our opponent for a bunch. Play Selfless Spirit. Stop on our opponent's upkeep. Sack a forest. Get a Ghost Quarter. And then I guess we just Ghost Quarter the tower? Ugh. Yeah, let's hit the tower. We're kind of not in that horrible of shape, really, surprisingly. I like Jazz. I do. I like some Jazz, at least. Authority of the Consoles for Modern. Potentially, I could see it showing up in specific metas out of the sideboard. Never the tower, yeah. We haven't really gotten any information about it. I think Tower was the first one they played, not that that means anything. How high up did Evolving Wilds make it on the mispronunciation list? I don't even know if that's... Does that even count as a mispronunciation? Like, is it really? Opponent swings with both. So I think we just take the beats. Yeah, this does sound a little bit gypsy-ish. Favorite band? That's a good question. I like a lot of different bands. My favorite of all time is probably still Velvet Underground, but I also really like Wilco and Ween would be near the top of my list. Animal Collective is also probably in the top 5 or 10. Those are some of the bands that I really like. Our opponent is not going to attack with the Worm Coil. That's good. I do like Ween. Vicky Kills. Did you ask me something earlier? I think I missed a question from someone. Do I listen to Porcupine Tree? I am not familiar with Porcupine Tree. Would Bant Eldrazi be viable without Hierarch, Cavern, or Explosives? What goes in the Hierarch slot? I guess the question is, if you can just swap in birds, then probably, like, it's a downgrade, but not, like, you can't play the deck. Cavern is meta dependent. It is good though, because it's color. Ooh, we did pick correctly. Because it's colorless and also a dual land. Thank you for the follow, B2B4. I guess we'll start exiling our opponent's stuff for no real good reason. They could theoretically get it back. Another ooze. So I think we hold the ooze now. Let's get in with our selfless spirits. Leave everything else back on defense. And pass the turn for now. What's up, everyone? How long have I been playing Magic? Well, if you listen to Chaz, you would say Theros. But really, I started around the original Ravnica block is when I started playing. Although I played casually for quite a while before I really got competitive. It wasn't really until I started playing Magic Online and probably around Zendikar, I think, that I actually started getting more competitive. Before that, I just completely played casually. Thoughts on if anything will get banned, unbanned? We talked about that a little bit earlier. I am a big fan of Animal Collective. We talked about that a bit earlier. My gut is nothing gets banned. If something does get banned, my guess would be Become Immense, but I'm guessing not this go around. Unbanned, also guessing nothing, but the best bet for an unbanning would probably be Bloodbraid Elf if something was going to get unbanned. I think we want to get rid of this Worm Coil, so let's block with Scavenging Ooze, I believe. We have another one in hand anyway. We can't really grow it anymore. Alright, that's fine. Yeah, I don't know about CSL. I don't know if there will be another one. I don't know if I'll be invited to it, but it would be interesting. Pajama Dan, thank you for the follow. Yeah, I don't think Jund really needs a boost, but there's an argument it could be safe for unbanning. What's our opponent doing? Another Thought Knot. Gonna take our Scavenging Ooze. This game ended up being a lot more interesting than I thought it would be. Well, I think what we do here is Knight, sack a forest. I think we just get Horizon Canopy to draw a card here. So, Retreat would be pretty decent. Collected Company, not exactly Flooded Strand. Ooh, there's Company. Well, let's go attacking with our Selfless Spirits. Hallowed Fountain, tapped, and pass the turn. If our opponent goes to draw, they're going to get... Oh, that's bad. That's bad. Now I'm regretting blocking with our Scavenging Ooze. So how do we actually win this game? Rexage can kill a token. I guess we just get Voice and Rexage? Do big ground creatures even help? Do we just have to take Spell Queller? Spell Queller and Rexage? Spell Queller and Voice? What's up, Quantum Caesar? Would I expect an unbanning of Stoneforge Mystic? Not really. I don't think it's impossible, but it seems unlikely. I think it's really good with Batterskull. Possibly too good. Alright, let's Voice and Rexage. Put the rest to the bottom. Rexage, kill the Death Touch Worm. So our opponent gets back their Worm Coil. They can recast their Worm Coil. Do I know any pro players who like against the odds? Oh, Teleria West. Alright, our opponent is Tronning back up. Teleria West was a good draw for our opponent. What's up, 595902413? I'm doing well, Joe Bean. How are you tonight? Yeah, I mean, maybe it would be okay, Stoneforge, in a world with Kolaghan's Command, but I'm still skeptical. Well, we might as well keep sacking things. Thinning our deck. I'm not exactly sure how we win, though. Oh. Well, that's one possibility. Path on the Worm Coil Engine. This is exactly what we needed. Do they really have a counter? Oh, Condescend X3 is not going to do it. We just pay. That was an odd choice. So we get a token, plus we just pay for the Condescend? I'm really confused. Nahiri is in this deck mostly for value, as far as I can tell. Well, now we get to do some beatdowns. Boom, 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 boom. Here comes the crew. Opponent blocks with a lifelinker, drops to 11. Alright, opponent, this is your turn. You gotta do something good here. Mindslaver is still super scary. In my Legacy Knightfall, I play a land that gives color protection. Ah, yes, a Sajiri Steep or something like that. That is the land you are referring to. Well, I guess it is all-out beatdown time. Can you survive? Blocks a 7/7, a 13/13. Sacks. Well, we have to sack our Selfless Spirit. Everything goes indestructible. Ugh. We draw birds. I don't know if this is lethal now. Oh, our opponent scooped it up. All right. Whoo! All right, we got there. 1-0. Oh, what about the monkey song? Mark. Wow, 12-hour work days. Oh, Rough Drafts. Oh, Rough Drafts hopefully can make a comeback at some point. We still haven't really figured out how to make it work. MTG Arvin 87, thank you for the follow. The monkey song's real name is what is the name of that song? Monkey Said by the Freak Fandango Orchestra. When does Legacy Cube start? I think it's after downtime tomorrow. Oh, Richard is very busy as well. Like, he's... Richard isn't as much out in the public eye as I am, because I do the content stuff, but Richard is actually super busy just keeping the site functioning. So he does all that stuff. Melchia Tree, thank you for the follow. This deck does want lands in the graveyard. So Ghost Quarter, 100% coming in. Rex Sage, also coming in. Detention Sphere, we don't want Is It Staticaster, not good in this matchup. What else do we just not want in this matchup? This deck is pretty spicy. Valandon, thank you for the follow. Witness probably wouldn't be bad. Even Surgical Extraction or Bajuka Bog. We might want Bajuka Bog too, as just an additional... I'm really scared of getting caught by Mindslaver. Like, I think that's how our opponent's planning on winning this game. We can probably go down a Courser, isn't insane. Spell Queller is kind of so-so. Nahiri, I guess, is fine. Gets rid of a Worm Coil forever. Maybe just go down one Birds. Let's try it like this. We're still in match 1, Ninja Dave, so you have not missed too much yet. Richard is a funny guy. I think Richard is just really busy with doing the stuff that he has to do with the site, so I don't know if he really has time to do the full-on content thing. Oh, punished! Punished by Bajuka Bog. Our one land. We even brought in more lands. Alright, I guess this is... Oh, Rex Age! But we need lands. Alright, Rex Age to the bottom. Oh, I missed your follow? Cathol, 760. I'm very sorry. Thank you very much for the follow. Unintentional, I promise. Gibbage, thank you for the follow. Oh man, I'm missing follows like crazy. Team Kitten MTG, another one. Well, thank you as well. Yeah, the first 7 was not very good. Let's crack this. Get a Temple Garden. Another Knight. Well, Misty, crack it. Get a Breeding Pool untapped. And just run a Selfless Spirit out there. Whoa, our stack is over our hand. Condescend counters the Selfless Spirit. Yeah, I might actually path our own creature if we get the opportunity. Am I going to update my Naya deck post-rotation? Like the Naya Planeswalker-y one we played? In Standard? Potentially, yeah. That deck was a lot of fun, and we actually had a lot of success with it. Knight of the Reliquary. Ooh. No. Alright, Thirst for Knowledge. We have 2 Ghost Quarters now. Any reason I didn't wait to crack the first Misty? Infinite Answers. Basically, I knew I was going to play a Selfless Spirit, and I knew I wanted a dual land, so the slight increase of an extra land I don't think was worth shocking ourselves to play the Selfless Spirit that I knew I was going to cast. Mori PR, thank you for the follow. Am I going to play Tom Ross's 8-rack deck? I've played 8-rack before. I would be down for playing it. Mono Blue Brains is going to have to adapt if it's going to work. What did our opponent search out? An Urza's Mine. Well, we need to kill the Urza's Mine. So I think we want to... Oh, I just missed another follow. Favorite vegetable? Probably carrots, but I'm much more of a fruit person than a vegetable person. So Selfless Spirit, Noble Hierarch. Hierarch. Apparently I say Hierarch wrong too, according to that thread someone linked on MTG Salvation. Alright, we're just going to pass and do the upkeep Ghost Quarter thing to keep our opponent off Tron. Thirst for knowledge. Do I think the new Nissa Vital Force will make it into the Moonwalking deck? Any Planeswalker that can ultimate the turn it comes into play can potentially make it into that deck. I don't know if that's one of the better ones, just because the ultimate isn't that game-winning compared to a lot of the other Planeswalkers. So that might be a reason it doesn't make it into the deck. Alright, let's sack. Get a Ghost Quarter. And then Ghost Quarter. Oh, I bet our opponent... so they just drew cards. I think this is one of those good questions about what level our opponent's on. So, did our opponent know that we were going to get a Ghost Quarter, so they intentionally have another mine? I don't know. I don't even know. When in doubt, choose the tower. That's my motto. I'm actually not even on MTG Salvation. I've just seen threads. Someone linked me a thread for things I missay or something. I forget the name of it. Do Saffron Olive's mispronunciations drive you crazy? Something like that. But I don't normally use MTG Salvation. It seems like everything that MTG Salvation used to be good for is kind of on Reddit now, for the most part. Or Reddit's just kind of taken over, in my opinion. We're still in game 1, the country of Poland, or match 1. What's my favorite burger? Cheeseburger, bacon, maybe some lettuce and ketchup. That would be my favorite one. Oh, Tron again, Oblivion Stone again. Oh! Oh! Do we go for this? Can we win here? Does our opponent have a counter? Do I want to try this? So we can slam this retreat. I think we do. I mean, what's the risk? Worst case, we just get a Ghost Quarter and kill one of our opponent's Tron pieces anyway. So let's cast retreat. If this resolves, I think we probably win. Alright, there's the Condescend. We could have comboed off in response to the O-Stone and kept our creatures alive with Selfless Spirit. Alright, I think we just get in with Selfless Spirit, and I think we're going to Ghost Quarter again on our opponent's upkeep on the tower. So, sacrifice... Ghost Quarter, number 2, hit the tower again. Opponent's going to Thirst again on their upkeep. Hopefully they're running out of towers because we are completely out of Ghost Quarters. What do I think about energy counters? Is it possible to build something around it? I think it definitely is in Standard. I don't know if it can really go outside of Standard, but in Standard, I think you can definitely build a sweet energy counter combo deck. How come Knight doesn't see more play? It's kind of somewhat built around me, and it's just big. It doesn't really do that much, and in a world of Death Shadows and even Tarmogoyfs, it's kind of slow and not that big. Usually waiting for the upkeep makes the opponent tap mana on their turn if they have a response, so it's just normally a good habit to get into. Loam would be interesting in this deck. Oh, Reality Shift? Seriously, opponent? Oh no, and it's a township manifested. Well, let's go attacking. Play a noble hierarch. Pass the turn. Oh yeah, you asked me that earlier. I'm sorry, Mega Blaster. I forgot all about that. You can tweet it at me at saffronolive or email it to me, saffronolive@mtggoldfish.com. Reality Shift is pretty good removal. Do we want to path our own thing? It's probably not worth it. Ugh, then we draw another path. Well, let's keep attacking. Are they going to blow their Oblivion Stone? Alright, well, sack our Selfless Spirit. Get in for 2. I think we just... Oh, man, if they have Condescend X1, I'm going to cry a little bit. Alright, we have lethal on the table. What do you have, opponent? They don't have the mana to get back and cast and sack Oblivion Stone unless they draw Tron. Yeah, if I had known we were going to draw a second path, I probably would have just pathed. Our opponent's going to get back an Expedition map. Interesting. So they cast Expedition map. So they're just putting together Tron for next turn? Are they even going to be alive next turn? Oh, well, I'm glad you enjoy the playmats, the Blue Magic guy, or that Blue Magic guy. Thank you for picking one up. If you want your own playmat that is really sweet, you can get one. Oh, our opponent's dead. Good game, opponent. We have double path, so I take 1, we path Thought Knot, and attack for Xaxes. Oh, yeah, the update is kind of nice. Oh, man, we're drawing all the paths. Well, it doesn't really matter, because we are about to win. Thought Knot down. What if fails? Attack with both. And this should be game. 9 and 2 equals dead opponent. What if they had a way to get out of that? I guess it's not likely, but... No, Mega Blaster, the new merch is still coming. I probably should have waited before I start talking about it. It's still in progress? In process? One of those P words. It's still coming, though. And I will make sure to let you know as soon as it is ready. It should be soon. It is coming along. Alright, let me update our record here. Officially 1-0 with Knightfall, taking down Mono Blue Tron. Favorite breed of potato? Like russet? I think that's a potato. I kind of just named the only potato breed that I know. I'm trying to think of the last time I was in the potato aisle of the grocery store and what their names were. Gutierrez, thank you for the follow. Oh, Yukon Gold, all right. Favorite species of screwdriver? Baked are good. French fried, also another good breed of potato. Alright, on to round 2. The worst BM I ever had was against an opponent on Moto in a Swiss queue. I had lethal attacked opponent left. Ugh. Yeah, disconnects are pretty annoying. Don't do that. If you play Magic Online, Maybe you're tilting. Maybe you're a little angry. JSAC. Maybe your opponent's even been a jerk or said something mean in the comments. Thank you for the follow, JSAC and Rebonio. But don't just leave your opponent sitting there for the 10 minutes. That's really disrespectful. I don't know the right term for that. That drives me crazy, though. And I would never do that to someone. Even if they're a jerk, I won't leave them sit there. Actually, I'll scoop quicker to not have to deal with them, probably. Oh, they just let their clock run all the way down? Yeah. Yeah, it is annoying. One of the downsides of Magic Online. Luckily, there's tons of upsides, but that is one of the clock is its whole own thing when it comes to Magic Online. Love the Commander Clash this week. Oh, D-Many, welcome. Yeah, the Gatewatch was very assembled. Oh, yeah. It was a fun match to play. I think it was actually longer than the Feldegriff match somehow. And then I think we have... What's this week? Competitive? I think we're doing competitive again. And I'm playing a deck that... It's pretty sweet. It's one Tomer really wanted me to play, and I don't think I played it well, because it's likely the hardest deck in all of Magic to play. Like, if you asked pro players, what is the hardest card in all of Magic, I think most of them would choose this card and this deck. So, I tried it. I'm sure I punted about 10 million times. Probably way more than I should have, but... the Valetian, thank you for the follow. So, that's coming up on Commander Clash this week. Yeah, you all are doing pretty good guesses. Yep, I think the Doomsdays are winning. This hand looks fine-ish. We got some good creatures, so we'll keep. Zigzag, thank you for the follow. Yes, Tomer talked me into playing Doomsday Storm. Actually, I kind of wanted to play Storm anyway, but Tomer pushed me. Why does our stat keep going down there? Tomer pushed me even more in that direction. He really wanted someone to play Storm, so I decided I would do it. I don't know if I can actually punt it. I'm just like, that card, it is so hard to play that deck. Oh my goodness. So I don't even know if it really counts as like punts as much as just like, did I do the most optimal thing? I have no idea. On top of our deck, we have a Voice of Resurgence. Ooh, I think we actually want to draw and play Voice of Resurgence. That's pretty good defense against our opponent. Opponent cracks their land. Wild Nacatl. Hey. Alright, we draw Voice, Windswept Heath, crack Misty, get a Forest, crack Windswept Heath, get a Plains, play Voice of Resurgence, pass the turn. Luckily, we have a bit of incidental life gain in our hand, which might be good. When is the next viewer-submitted week? I'm not sure. We haven't really talked about that yet. I'm sure we will do another one. I'm just not sure exactly how soon it'll come up. Oh, do they have command too? Atarka's command keeps the Goblin Guide alive. We take 1,000,000 damage down to 3. Which means we are dead to everything. Well, that's about the ideal draw for this deck. Our opponent's deck. So we really don't have a way out of this. I mean, we can... I guess we play an Ooze and hope our opponent's on blanks? Like, what else can we do? And we're going to have to chump? Opponent goes to attacks. Goblin Guide reveals path. Doesn't matter. Sack Misty. It's very unlikely that we're alive here. Yeah, our opponent... Wow. Well, that's just a really good draw from the burn deck. What are the other guys playing this week on Commander Clash? I don't want to say. It's all competitive decks, though. We're all playing competitive decks. Oh, yeah, that draw was very strong from our opponent. When they get triple one drop, double Atarka's command, whoo, it is hard to beat. What do we want against this deck? Corsair seems okay. Rexage does hit. Does this deck even have Eidolon? Is that possible? I mean, it's possible, but should we be expecting Eidolon? I really want Engineered Explosives. I kind of want another Ooze for the life gain. Other cards that are interesting would be Celestial Purge and maybe Negate? Loaming Sage, or Loaming Shaman, not really. Rexage, I'm not going to bring in another one. Staticaster doesn't actually kill that much. Is Canadian Highlander supported on Magic Online? You can play it, but it's not really supported. As far as I know. I think you can play it if you played it with a friend because you'd play it like Commander, I believe. But I don't think there aren't queues or anything specifically set up for it. What are we taking out here? Staticaster, I guess we can go down. Yeah, we definitely want explosives. Explosives is good. Do I have a mustache? I got the full beard, mustache, the whole thing, yeah. Beards without mustaches are kind of weird. Mustaches without beards also kind of weird. And plus, I just don't like shaving. So, I'm kind of lucky. If you make beard your thing, you don't have to shave, so bonus points. What's up, Worship Seth? This is Knightfall for Modern. This crazy combo-y deck. I'm just going to go out with Selfless Spirit. Let's try it like that. Can you hear that? The beard scratch. Sometimes I do when I'm thinking, just absent-mindedly, like, kind of run my fingers through my beard. Did we get a sub button? I don't see one. Did we? Does it say sub somewhere? What do I think about having Collected Company and Sun Titan in the same deck? It could work. I think you'd... Oh... It could work, but I think you'd want to make sure the rest of the creatures in your deck could get hit by the Collected Company. I wish we had white mana. Ragnar Rockstar, thank you for the follow. No, still no sub button yet, Dave C. Can we keep this? See ya, XD. Thanks for hanging out. We'll be back Thursday with another one. Also, of course, if you want to catch the end, MTG Goldfish Replay YouTube. You can catch the stream afterwards. I'm nervous about keeping this hand. It's solid if we just draw a white source. Kirby Tat Girl, thank you for the follow. Alright, I see more mulligans. Oh, punished, punished, punished. Froggy Dude, thank you for the follow. Okay. Well, maybe we just find a knight and combo off. I don't think we can keep Windswept Teeth. Misty Rainforest, go. This is not where we want to be. Locarin09, thank you for the follow. Good old Moldify on the play. I guess we should have kept the first one. In retrospect. My guess is no changes for the BNR announcement. I mean, there could be something weird in Legacy that I'm not thinking about. Ooh. Alright, well, there is some slight chance, if we can draw a fetch land to get out of burn range, there's a slight chance that we can just combo off and win that way. We have the combo in hand. Unfortunately, our knight's only going to be a 3/3, so it dies to... Well, let's see what's on top of our deck. Opponent attacks. Another ooze. Oh. Alright, let's... Jeez. Yeah, let's trade off with Goblin Guide. I think we gotta go for it. Rift Bolt suspended. Well, let's play a knight. Pass the turn. It's possible that our opponent just doesn't try to kill it and tries to kill us. And then... Oh, no! Oh, there goes our combo. Well, now we are hoping for green mana to grow our ooze, I guess, is our best bet from here. Jeez. So many 1-drops. Yeah, we're very dead. We're taking... Yeah. Well, Mull-to-5s are not really a way to win, usually. Punt? What was my punt there? By mulling to 5? Oh, you wouldn't have played the knight? Well, if we didn't play the knight, they would have hit our face and we'd still be dead. Kalikio, thank you for the follow. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, what are we gonna do? We just cast Scavenging Ooze and then they kill us? I don't know if playing the knight was actually wrong there. I think the big problem is we mulled to 5. Oh, that was disappointing. So, game 1, our opponent had one of the just top-of-the-line burn draws. About as good as you can draw with burn. And then, game 2, I wonder if things would have went differently if we had kept that original... If we kept that original hand. There's a chance... What's up, Snarfgasm? There's a chance that we would have drawn nothing and things still would have been horrible. Also a chance that we would have drawn a white source and the hand would have been alright. Alright, on to round 3. Well, we won round 1 pretty easily. So that was good. And then round 2, like I said, not many decks are going to beat that first hand, the game 1 hand from Burn. The Sidekick, thank you for the follow. It was just so good. And then list on Twitter? Yeah, this is the list that I tweeted. We have in the past applied for partnership and have not got it. We're going to apply again. I really am not sure why we haven't got partnered in the past. One thing I've heard is we don't stream enough, but at the time we were streaming 3 days a week. Javier, thank you for the follow. So I don't really know. So I'm still hoping that it's just going to happen and we're suddenly going to be partnered. I don't especially, like, the sub thing is nice, although I think it benefits us and you more if you just sign up for premium on Goldfish. Like, the money is comparable and you actually still get to see the stream and support the stream, plus you get to use all the extra tools on Goldfish. So if you want to do that, I mean, even if we had the ability to sub, I would still encourage people to sign up for premium on Goldfish if they were looking to support over subbing. Because like I said, you kind of kill 2 birds with 1 stone. You are memorable, Worship Seth. What's up, Devil Dread? Where's our opponent for this match? Any more formats tonight, someone asked. Well, we're going to do this league, and then we'll see where we end up with time and so forth, probably the most likely thing, assuming we have time and we wrap up these next 3 matches in like an hour and a half or so. If that happens, then we would probably close with a game of Momir to finish things out tonight. But I don't think we're not going to play like Limited or another league or anything tonight. So it'll be the league and then time dependent, possibly a game of Momir. If we have to sit in these queues for 2 minutes and 53 seconds before we get to play. Boom, thank you for the follow. Makes it a little harder. What's up, the mom? Hey, we got a match. Demonics. Going pretty well. We're 2-1. Or 1-1. About to be 2-1. I was calling my shot in this match. Accidentally. So against the odds tomorrow is going to be interesting. I am interested to hear something very different, but also something that's going to answer a lot of questions or questions that have come up a lot of times over the course of the series. And it's our 1-year anniversary, of course. So I'm excited to see what the response is. What is this deck most scared of? I don't know. This is only like my 3rd or 4th game with the deck, or match with the deck, so I haven't got that good of a feel for it. Mulling to 5, probably on the list. That was not good. Let's just get a Temple Garden. Untapped, and the noblest of hierarchs. Pass the turn. Yeah, talking about tomorrow's against the odds. Hero of Avacyn, thank you for the follow. You can never have too many hierarchs. Oh, this is Burn again? They deceived us with their Windswept Teeth. I thought we were playing a non-burn deck. Its best draws win on turn 3. You can turn 1 Noble Hierarch, turn 2 Knight of the Reliquary, turn 3 retreat to Coral Helm, and that usually is enough to win the game. Oh, this might be a Blood Moon deck. We better get a Forest. Noble Hierarch, Birds of Paradise, pass the turn. This might be like the red-white control / Blood Moon deck. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what this is. Knight is decent in Momir, assuming you have forests and plains, but yeah. Oh, so many removal spells. Well, let's just Knight and Misty and pass the turn. Still a little worried about Blood Moon. Imprison the moon and crumble to dust on a creature or planeswalker, then you exile all of the same name from their deck. That is pretty janky. Well, thank you, Worship Seth. I appreciate you hanging out in the stream. I'm guessing this is like a Blood Moon deck, but I'm not 100% sure. Opponent passes. Well, let's crack this. Opponent's going to path our knight. Alright. Well, we're going to search out basics so we get around a potential Blood Moon, which I still think is a possibility here. So, get our basics so we can play through Blood Moon. Breeding Pool. Well, Noble Hierarch. Number a million. Breeding Pool tapped. Pass the turn. Leave up our Collected Company. How do you make the deck list look that good on the stream? Can't figure it out. That is a tool we have at MTG Goldfish to list along the side. There's music. It might be very quiet. Maybe that's the issue. Nahiri for our opponent. Well, I guess it's probably a good idea to see if we hit a Spell Queller here. Ooh. Well, we could also just get Eternal Witness and Knight of the Reliquary. That's also not bad. Put the rest to the bottom. Get back our collected company. Not a bad collected company. Who would win a fight, Tomer or me? Well, the odds of us fighting is incredibly slim. I don't think I've ever been in a fight with anyone in my entire life. Like, other than my old best friend, but we would fight for fun, so they weren't real fights. So, oh, it is fun time. I don't think we actually win though, do we? Because we can't actually get through the blockers. Well, I mean, we get retreat. So this is the combo. We get to make... So how is the way of winning through the blockers? So we get to sack lands. Like, show me, chat. What am I missing? Oh, it's tap or untap. Oh, that's what I'm missing. That makes sense. Okay. So, yeah, we do win then. So, we get to untap our knight, crack our Wooded Foothills. We don't have the land that gives protection. Get a forest. And our opponent scoops it up. Sweet. Well, there's the combo. Whoo! Alright. That was good. Nahiri can't stand up to the combo. It's pretty fun when it actually happens. Sideboarding wise, what's our plan? You should have enough lands to be able to win. That's true, Infinite Answers. I guess I get some advantage by being able to talk to everyone. Also disadvantage that I spend like all my sideboarding talking to the chat and then try to sideboard in the last 10 seconds. I turned up the music a little because someone said that. Oh no, we're still best friends. We just we just haven't fought in a long time. That sentence might have come out in a odd way, but it was a long time ago that we actually fought. But we're still friends, and the fighting was all in fun because we wanted to see who would win. So this deck, we want to deal... I'm assuming this is a Blood Moon deck. I really think it is a Blood Moon deck, which might mean Reclamation Sage, Negates, and possibly... maybe Detention Sphere. Lil Wolf, thank you for the follow. This is a band called the Effed Up Beat that does, like, found sound stuff. It is pretty cool. You can find them on Bandcamp. A lot of their stuff I think is free or super cheap. Will I ever play Goryo's Vengeance on stream? Possibly. Do I like rap music? Some stuff. It's not one of my favorite genres of music, but there is a little bit of rap that I like, but it's not near the top of my list. The Brum Bomber, thank you for the follow. What are we going down? I guess Courser is a little risky against a Nahiri deck. It just gets killed. Staticaster seems pretty bad. Staticaster has not been impressive in like any of our matchups. And then maybe a Path and try it something like this. Do I like Kid Pop music? What is that? Did I do YouTube stuff before Goldfish? I did not, Super Lad Man. I actually didn't do, other than like writing stuff on Reddit, which is where I initially met Richard. Other than doing that, mostly on the MTG Finance subreddit, I didn't really make Magic content before I started doing it for Goldfish. We won round 1, got nut drawn and mauled to 5 against Burn in round 2, and then now we're in round 3, up a game. Do I take recommendations for decks and formats to play on stream? The country of Poland, you can, yeah, I mean, you can tweet or email or make suggestions in the chat, and I'll keep it in mind for future streams. So I definitely do listen to suggestions people have. Let's Misty. I think we're just going to get a Forest. Still trying to play around Blood Moons. Noble Hierarch, goo. Isn't this game 2 of match 3? We won the first one. We haven't lost against this deck yet, have we? We won round 1, then we lost round 2 pretty much instantly, and then now we're at round 3 up a game. I'm pretty sure that's how it went. Am I going to try Scred Red again? Probably, because I like those style of decks, so it seems very possible that I will. Let's Windswept Teeth, crack Windswept Teeth, get a... Oh man, Pyroclasm is a blowout. Let's get a Plains and just Selfless Spirit. This is much slower. Opponent corrects their Windswept Teeth. The Manaless Dredge deck was extremely popular for instant deck decks, and I expect that Eversower, thanks for the follow, I expect that it will be... they named Knight of the Reliquary. I'm pretty sure it's our videos for Much Brew this coming week, so that is where Manaless Dredge will be out and about. Hierarch, Birds of Paradise, get in with Selfless Spirit. So now we actually have protection from a Pyroclasm, which is good. Bird beatdown. Well, we got Selfless Spirit beatdown right now. And we brought in Reclamation Sage because I was worried about Blood Moon, so we can get rid of the Needle eventually. I've been out of paper Magic a long time. I bought the Mono Red Thermal budget deck you made and loved it. Wondering what could I play it? Maybe play it on stream after rotation. Possibly, or like a version of it. I could see that happening after rotation. Right now, we're kind of... It seems unlikely we will play Standard on stream until Kaladesh comes out. I'm just not really feeling Standard until rotation. Vic the Foxy Gamer, thank you for the follow. Yes, I will Pithing Needle my Pithing Needle. Doothy Tribal? Oh, that would be an interesting against the odds. Opponent passes. Well, I think this means we just collected company with the mana to pay for Mana Tithe. Get a Rex Age, get an Eternal Witness. So we get rid of the Needle. Get back our collected company for future fun. Storm, thank you for the follow. So that worked pretty good. A Windswept Teeth, so play Windswept Teeth. Well, let's just go attacking with our ground things, get in a couple damage. I've been Mana Tithe too much lately. Alright, whatever. We get got by a Lightning Helix. Maybe this is just the world's weirdest burn deck. I am not exactly sure what our opponent's doing. The fact that we have not been Blood Moon by now is really surprising to me. Well, let's Scavenging Ooze. Pass the turn. I'm more inclined to just collected company. If we can hit Knights, they're going to be huge and probably very good. Well, I think what we need to do here is just float mana. We only have one Selfless Spirit left, so I don't think it's worth... How much white mana do we have? One? Alright, let's get a Hallowed Fountain. I don't think it's worth spinning the wheels on trying to hit another Selfless Spirit. Every deck that plays red should run Blood Moon. So our opponent rests our board. Then we just collected company to hopefully refuel. We could have hit a Spell Queller, but... Well, let's just go mono Voice of Resurgence. Another Spell Queller. Get in with both voices and leave up Spell Queller past the turn. Our opponent's playing Moonless Moon. That doesn't sound like fun. I mean, look at all these planes. Why do you play all these basics if you're not Blood Mooning? Our opponent, I swear, is playing Blood Moon. They gotta be playing Blood Moon. That's the whole reason to play this deck. There it is. Do we even care about Blood Moon? I mean, I guess we might as well Spell Queller it. Because we're not going to be able to cast the Spell Queller if we don't, so I guess that's fine. They path a Voice. We'll get our island, so we have all of our mana. Well, let's keep on attacking. Is this list actually good? It has not looked impressive in these matches, I will say. But maybe it's a bad matchup or something. Flooded Strand for our opponent. It just feels slow. Yeah, the old Path Blood Moon synergy. Nahiri, the Harbinger. Probably got to go on creature sniping mode just to stay alive. Yep, gets a Voice. Crag's Flooded Strand down to 7. Jeez. Paths all around. Well, our opponent's out of cards. Our opponent gets our Blood Moon. We don't really care because we have all the mana we'll ever want. Well, I think we got to kill Nahiri here, unfortunately. Yeah, Path versus Blood Moon is not not the kind of synergy you normally want to build your deck around. That's why you see like Scred playing Scred, because Path and Blood Moon just do not mix. I heard they did the last episode of Walking the Plains. Walking the Plains is one of the best Magic shows that's ever been made, in my opinion. Very, very well done. They just did a great job on it. Sad to see it go, but hopefully they will do more Magic stuff. That's what I'm hoping for. We might as well play the Knight. Why not? And pass the turn. And our opponent scoops it up. Sweet. Well, that match went quick enough that Momir fans might be in luck. Do I watch Critical Role? I do not. I'm not even sure I know what Critical Role is. So we jump up to 2-1. Your girlfriend is dying to know what my name means. Oh, what Seth means or what Saffron Olive means? Saffron Olive. In a world where a Vietnam veteran neighbor couldn't stand the name Seth, a man from Olive Drab and the Etceteras arose to fame as Saffron Olive joined forces with Richard, and MTG Goldfish is content manager and purveyor of Jank. Or Jank Purveyor. Jank Purveyor is maybe my favorite term that has come out of this stream. That is just such a great descriptor of me in Magic. Seth means... I think it means leader. I don't know. I'm pretty sure it means leader. It's a biblical name, and I used to know what it meant, but I don't actually remember now. That's my guess. I'm sure Google could probably tell you. I'm pretty sure that's what it means, though. Would I play Infinite Sliver combo in Commander Clash? I swung with Infinite Double Strike, Lifelink, Treble, Hexproof, Indestructible, Flying, Infinite Power, Infinite Toughness, Sliver tokens with Infinite Mana also. Oh, just Infinite Mana also. Maybe? I don't really like, for Commander Clash, decks that are super good, so if I could jank it up a little bit so it wasn't just like, oh, I kill everyone consistently on turn 4 or something, then I would be down for it. But I don't want to just play a super overpowered Sliver deck. Maybe if I played it on a competitive week. But on a normal week, I think that would be hard. Yeah. Alright. Voice. Knight. Seems about like what we're looking for. Wooded Foothills. Goo. I played Werewolves on Against the Odds in Modern. That was pretty sweet. Ooh, are we up against a control deck? Well, Voice might be good then. Let's... Why is there... Oh, the Staticaster. Alright. Breeding Pool, tapped. Then let's just play our Voice of Resurgence, pass the turn. Are we ever going to do Commander Clash live? I don't know. That's something we've had conversations about, but never really figured out the way to pull it off. The editing definitely helps. It does take a long time. So I don't know if that will ever happen or not. It could happen. Will it happen? I don't know for sure. But it's possible. Alright, so our opponent passed our Voice of Resurgence. How about banning Mutagenic Growth? So Mutagenic Growth doesn't really seem that problematic to me. It seems like I think if you're going to ban something from Infect, there's only 2 cards that really make any amount of sense to me. And those cards are, if you want to hurt multiple decks, it's got to be Inkmoth Nexus. If you want to just hurt Infect, then I think that Become Immense is the choice. So those are my 2 cards. Mutagenic Growth, I don't think does that much. Same as people say, like, oh, ban, whatever, Might of Old Kroza or one of those spells. But there's so many pump spells that, apart from Become Immense, they're all fairly replaceable and not really... I don't know, banning one doesn't do that much. Oh, that's what this deck is. Alright. Well, let's main phase our Collected Company. Get a Knight of the Reliquary, and trump card, is it Staticaster? We finally found the matchup where Staticaster is good. 1 damage to target creature, and each creature with the same name. Beat that opponent. I should have played Hierarch there. We left a point of damage on the table. I like the cut the videos to make them better to watch, but every time you stream, I just binge watch. I'm altering my spell stutters. Ooh, you're altering? That's cool. Let's see if you take your time and play Commander on stream, if you have time to do that. What do we do now? Well, let's Ghost Quarter. Do we want to play a second Knight? Could this opponent have a Wrath? Let's Noble Hierarch. And then let's get in with our Birds of Paradise. Boom. So far, we're 2-1. Yeah, I wish Modern would slow down a smidge too. There's a lot of cool things that we could do that we don't get to do because the format is so fast at the moment. Opponent goes Giftsing. Oh. Hopefully this is not combo. If they're getting like Elish Norn plus Unburial Rites, that's a bit scary. Pawnee Express, thank you for the follow. I laughed so hard when our opponent played the Summoner's Pact accidentally. I did that before. I think it was on video too. I accidentally misclicked. We were playing like mono green, like force mage green for against the odds. And I did that, but it actually worked out and we won because of it, which was pretty awesome. We're gonna lose all of our mana dorks. That's a bit annoying. Yeah, I don't think putting them off mana is a realistic plan there. Well, at least we don't got to worry about wraths to any great extent. Because our opponent would have to kill their own Elish Norn, and they probably don't want to do that. So I think we just get Township and start pumping things up. If we had one more turn, we could have pumped up to save our mana dorks, but... So we lose a bunch of stuff. We only have Bajukabog in the sideboard. Bajukabog is sideboard only. So I think 1, 2, 3... 1, 2, 3, sack, 4. Yeah, that works. So let's play Knight. Play a Forest. Pass the turn. And we can just... Now we just go on the Knight plan and hope that that's good enough. Yeah, Bajukabog would have been awesome if it was in our main deck, but unfortunately, only in the sideboard. Yeah, it's pretty low opportunity cost as a one-of. This deck actually doesn't have that many one-ofs as far as land tutors. Type, thank you for the follow. It's got like the Township, it's got a Ghost Quarter, and a Horizon Canopy. But it really didn't go that deep on playing the one-ofs. Opponent passes, so let's just sack a Forest. Get a Windswept Heath. Crack the Windswept Heath. Get a untapped fetch land, like Temple Garden, for example. And then pump everything up again. With our Township. Selfless Spirit instantly dies. I guess we can attack with one Knight. 7, 8 plus 7. Yeah, even with, well, I guess we can attack with both. This does represent lethal and might force a chump if our opponent doesn't have removal. Opponent blocks. So we Gavany Township. Ooh, alright. And now we get to Selfless Spirit to protect from a Wrath. So our opponent would need like counter plus Wrath to get out of this. Do I think Grixis mid-range / control is a reasonable deck to take to a modern tournament, or is it too slow for the format? It's had some success, so I don't think it's completely unreasonable. Ooh, another Gifts, eh? So I think you can build a successful Grixis deck. I've seen people have success with it. Yes. Oh. I guess I could have attacked with that. For some reason, I just assumed this had Defender, but it actually doesn't have Defender. It's just 0 power, so you don't usually attack with it. Interesting. How do I feel about Mill? Mill is fun, and people love playing Mill and seeing people play Mill, but it's not always that competitive. It's pretty easily... It's not consistent enough, I don't think. So I've seen it be good, but I don't think it's that great. What decks are considered tier 3? It's almost impossible to say in Modern. There's just so many different decks. So our opponent goes Sword of the Meek, Detention Sphere, Path to Exile, and Supreme Verdict. So let's give our opponent Sword and Supreme Verdict. Oh, I did that backwards. Well, let's give our opponent Path and Supreme Verdict. That's what I meant. Yeah. I don't think you can undo it. What's up, Stitches? Geez, they have another... no, we're done. Now we're probably just done for. Yeah, that does count as a punt. Aye. Bad news. We'll see if it would have mattered. It may not have, but that was not ideal. And there's the retreat. Would have been good if we were alive. Well, now our opponent can go pretty wide with their tokens. We have a Nahiri that we can't actually cast. Oh, yeah, that was not great. So I think we maybe just scoop here. Opponent gets to combo off, so they get a bunch of tokens. I'm not sure how we still win this. Dragonstorm was pretty against the odds. I just don't know, our deck doesn't have a basic mountain, unfortunately. Well, it's probably good it doesn't have a basic mountain. That would be pretty clunky, but we just don't have anything we can draw that gets us out of this now. Sacking the Spirit wouldn't have helped because it was on our end step, so we still would have gotten hit by the Wrath. And I thought we had a land left, but we must have a land that's like... Yeah, we have one in our graveyard. I knew we had a second forest, but... So, yep, down to 5, and there's just not anything that really gets us out of this now. Including Spell Queller. Yeah, there's a very light splash of red. And the red can be good. Nahiri is very good in some matchups. As is Staticaster. This actually seems like a decent Staticaster matchup. So we definitely want Bojuka Bog. We probably want another Rexage. D-Sphere could be alright. Explosives is probably key. What would be some updates to Splendid Valaka, or do you think it'd just be better to play regular Scape Shift Titan Breach? Kind of don't want to buy the Scape Shifts. I think that the Splendid lists are pretty good. Alex, thank you for the follow. I think that the Splendid lists are pretty good. I don't know if they're quite to the level of real Scape Shift lists yet, but I think it's possible that they could get there. It's very, I mean, it is a very powerful card and does compare pretty well to Scape Shift in a lot of ways. What are we cutting? That is our big question here. We need to take things out of our deck. Maybe we got to stick with one Staticaster. Yeah, I mean, Surgical is good. How much Graveyard Hate do we want, though? We got 2 Oozes. We got the Bajuka Bog. Yeah, alright. We need to cut things out, though. I don't think you cut Collected Company. Collected Company is too good to cut. Might have to go down, like, Revlark. Nahiri, I guess. You really think you cut Collected Company? I don't think you can cut Collected Company. Kaladesh is probably, I don't know the exact date, but it's probably like 2 weeks away, I think, on Magic Online. Something like this, maybe? This is probably the best way to do it. I mean, we get a lot more ways to interact with our opponent. I don't think I want to cut any Cocos. I think Cocos are actually good. So October 7th is pre-release. That means we're looking at like 3 weeks almost, 2.5 weeks. What cards from the new set will see standard play? 'Cause I'm not impressed. I think the set's actually decent. I think that the Gear Hulk cycle will see play, a lot of them. So Surly, thank you for the follow. Let's just lead on our Noble Hierarch, Pestern. I think this hand's actually pretty good. I don't want to ship this hand. Yeah, cutting creatures does make Company a little worse. That is a fair point. It's still very good against control decks, though. Be able to have a way to force the issue on our opponent's turn. Let's just Ghost Quarter and run our Knight out there. What makes Jund the superior deck over Grixis right now? Tarmogoyf is still a powerful Magic card, so I think that that's one of the big reasons. There's the path. I guess we just get a... Forest. I can't wait to play Affinity. Oh, thank you for the follows. I think I missed one too. Hizazu, thank you for the follow. Someone else. Do I like Pokemon at all? I've never played Pokemon, not especially interested in Pokemon, so not really. I guess good news is we do have Rexage to deal with this Thopter Foundry. And then just Windswept Teeth, crack Windswept Teeth. Get a Breeding Pool? Actually, let's get Stomping Grounds, untapped, and run out our Selfless Spirit for Wrath Protection. Pass the turn. Infernox, thank you for the follow. I mispronounced Pokemon. Maybe I don't know how to say it. What dredge list do you like? I'm looking to take a version to GPS Dallas. Not sure if I want to spend money to get bridges or do the Tom Ross list. I actually haven't played the bridge list yet. Our opponent hit mono lands off. Ooh, that's good. I actually haven't played the bridge list, so I don't think I have a great answer to that question at the moment. I think we just got to attack Ashiok, unfortunately. Because Ashiok is pretty obnoxious. How come the website says robots instead of affinity? So, one of the interesting and cool parts of Goldfish is that the names of the decks are actually chosen by everyone. You can vote on the deck's name. So there's a little spot next to the deck name where you just click and it says like suggest a better name, and whichever name has the most votes actually is the name that'll be on the site, and it's always moving and changing. So apparently in the last few days, Robots has overtaken Affinity for the most votes for that archetype. There was also an interesting one, Bant Spaghetti Monsters is ahead as far as Bant Eldrazi in Modern. Wow. Alright, they're just going to sack. Misty Rainforest and pass the turn. So our opponent just trying to set up a Wrath? Is that what this is all about? That would be bad. Yeah, there are some things like that with cards that are mislisted making multiple deck lists. I have noticed that as well. Oh, Wild Sage, well, thank you for your service, and thank you for watching the videos. I'm glad they are enjoyable. Opponent keeps hitting our stuff. Spell Queller, there goes our Staticaster. Hallowed Fountain tapped. Well, let's crack Misty. Keep thin in the deck. I would love to draw a Collected Company here. Opponent probably has removal. And then we're pretty far behind this Ashiok. We're actually down to 36 cards. Oh my god. Another Misty was absolutely bottom of the barrel as far as draws. Attack Ashiok. Does our opponent have the path? Yes, of course. Alright. Jeez. This is a little bit frustrating. Play another land. Oh. Oh, awesome. I'm glad you are playing the Bloodbriar deck. That deck is a lot of fun. Jealous Arm, thank you for the follow. Well, this doesn't feel good, but I think we actually have to just run this Rex Sage out there because we don't have any other threats. Oh, this is just a lot of bad running to some extent. Way more lands than we actually can make use of. I do like playing infinite removal. Do I stream on school nights so kids can't see my stream? Actually, no. We stream on Tuesdays and Thursdays because that's what fits in the schedule. And as far as the time frame, I guess we were going at it with a sort of US-centric view, but we were trying to stream at a time where people on the East Coast and on the West Coast would have some chance of being around for the stream. Because if we start at 6 or 7 on the East Coast, that's, you're looking at 3 or 4, so people that are getting out of work or school can at least catch the end of the stream if they're on the West Coast. So that is the timing of it. It is awkward for, oh my god, we literally are out of lands. It is awkward for like Europeans and stuff. That is kind of unfortunate, but well, let's get in at Ashiok. The problem is, I don't know if we're actually going to get through this Ashiok. We need to play a retreat. Ghost Designs, thank you for the follow. Pass the turn. The Rex Age beatdown plan is not at all what we were hoping for. That is not where this deck wants to be. Well, Ghost Designs, I'm glad you enjoy the Naya deck. I like that one too. Is bacon too aggressive for the meat lover meta, or is it just right? I think bacon has a spot in the meta, especially with support from cheeseburgers or eggs. Opponent. Oh, it's just an Elspeth. That's all. How do we win? Well, there's a Selfless Spirit. There's a Birds of Paradise. I guess we attack Ashiok. This list is sweet. This match is very frustrating. We're so behind this Ashiok and we can't really get out from under it. Oh, yeah, fourth edition Ice Age and Chronicles. Those are rough sets for sorting. There's not much good in there. Lost to Legacy plus Eternal Scourge in Standard. I could see that. Opponent decides to take down their Ashiok, kills our Selfless Spirit. We're just running out of options now, honestly. Hey, thanks, Infinite Answers. Opponent makes some more tokens. Opponent. Explosives, X1. Jeez. Oh. This is so bad. We're really just dead. Hey, thanks, Jazzy Horde. And thank you, Jupiter Hollowed, for the follow. Alright, pass the turn. Well, it looks like we're going to fall to 2-2 here in our league. Yeah, probably no creatures left to get with our Cocos. The problem is, I don't think, with all this stuff exiled, I don't even think we can make a lethal knight. We don't have any lands left we can fetch even. So our combo doesn't work. There's just no way. I don't think there's any way we can win from here. More mana. Well, there's Collected Company. Yep, it's over. Huh. That was really awkward. I don't even really feel like that was a bad match, but just very strange. Oblivion, thank you for the follow. Alright, so we dropped to 2-2. One more match to go in our league. Awkward running. Tsunamic Games CC, thank you for the follow. Alright, let's head to match 5. How does MTG Goldfish make money advertising? Advertising, also premium. One of the awesome things I love about working at Goldfish is all the content is free, so there's no like paywalls for articles or anything, but you can sign up for premium. There's a link down below actually if you're interested, and get some really sweet deck building tools, collection management tools, things like that, which is pretty nice. So that's the other way. Yeah, I'm super lucky. I mean, I'm super lucky because I love making Magic content. I love working for Goldfish, but I'm even more lucky that I get to work for a site where content is free. It would be really sad for me, Cheese Ups, thank you for the follow, to make content and then have only a small percentage of people be able to see it because it's behind a paywall or whatever. And I understand why sites have to do that, and it's nothing against sites that have to do that, but Stinky Binky, thank you for the follow. I'm just super happy that all the content I do can be out there for everyone to see, so it would be weird to have, like, against the odds and have people not be able to see it or something. Have I been brewing some new decks for the new set? I have been a little bit. My brewing really kicks up into overdrive after the set is online. So Gatherer went up today, and then Magic Online. Still going to be a little while, but those things really pick up the pace. Phil Collins, loser son. Thank you for the follow. I think that was Jacob Collins. We'll keep. Palace Minas, thank you for the follow. This hand seems pretty good. We got the combo. This is the nut draw. Whether or not it works out will depend on our opponent having, like, no lightning bolts and stuff. But this is the turn 3 kill hand. So we get turn 1, Breeding Pool Noble Hierarch. Legion Loyalist. Oh, well, thank you so much for getting the premium account. That is a great way to support the site. Ovanu, thank you for the follow. Rugby fan, yeah. Trailer Park Boys is on my list of favorite shows. Not at the very top, but it is on my favorite show list. That show, I think, is super hilarious. Oh, no! The smuggler. Oh, that was so bad. I was distracted by Trailer Park Boys and played the wrong combo piece. We really wanted to play it the other direction. It's probably not going to matter, hopefully. But that was still not ideal. So Knight of the Reliquary, Hallowed Fountain. We would have been comboing off this turn. We'll put that to the bottom. Pass the turn. Hopefully it doesn't matter. We'll see. Opponent lets the War Marshal go. Do you know what kind of emotes you'll get when the channel gets partnered? I don't know. We will definitely get emotes, but I don't know exactly what they'll be. No dual deck video. That's a good point, Jay Zoller. I actually just forgot all about it. I will have to ask Richard about that. Maybe we'll still end up doing one. Opponent goes attacking. We're going to take it. Don't want to get the Knight in Lightning Bolt range. Hopefully our opponent doesn't have Goblin Guide. That would be annoying. Well, let's play a Courser of Kruphix. And we got the combo. It wasn't turn 3. Ended up being turn 4, but that's still fine. So, play Wooded Foothills. Target our Knight. We get to gain a life from Courser. Then we sack our Temple Garden. There we go. Misty Rainforest. Gain a life. Untap our Knight. And our opponent scoops it up. Sweet. Twitch staff. When did we apply for partnership? We applied for partnership, oh geez, most recently it was like a month or two ago. I think we've applied twice and didn't get accepted either time. And then I don't think we've applied again in the last month or two, so I wasn't sure. I figured we were streaming 3 nights a week because we were really focusing on getting partnered, and after it didn't work out twice, we kind of refocused our energies into doing 2 really good streams a week. But it would be awesome to get partnered. That's definitely would be sweet for the emotes, especially. How does this deck really work? Did he scoop? So what happens is, Knight of the Reliquary, we can untap and tap it with Retreat to Coral Helm, and we sack enough lands that it's eventually going to be equal to or greater than our opponent's life total. So then we just use the extra triggers to tap down any blockers our opponent happens to have and swing with the Knight for a lethal amount of damage. Joshi, thank you for the follow. So, and that can happen as early as turn 3. With our best draws, we can get turn 3 kills. A sweet emote would probably be near the top of the list. Maybe also something to do with the beards. What do we not want? Staticaster seems good. Ooze seems good. I don't know about Selfless Spirits, actually. Doesn't seem that important. Actually, Reclamation Sage is even worse. Yeah, let's just try it like this. I think this is fine. Yeah, the combo is really sweet when it actually works out. Not too many, actually, Stu. There's been a couple, but a fairly punt-free evening. Our loss is we got wrecked by Burn, and then we ran to some weird Esper control deck where we ran pretty poorly. Like a Zooey Burn deck. We need an emote for when someone asks what your name means so we can spam the chat. That is another good one. What would that emote be? Mountain for our opponent, and Foundry Street Denizen. Ooh, well, we don't quite have the nut draw this time, but this hand is still pretty good now that we have the retreat. We have the fetch lands to make our Knight big enough that we're not just going to die. Oh dear. But that's a pile driver. So if they can kill our Scavenging Ooze, that pile driver is going to be a lot of damage. So Crack Misty, get a Breeding Pool, tapped. Ooh, Voice is actually better. One Swept Teeth, crack it, get a Plains, and play the Voice. This way, they would have to kill 2 things if they want to hit us with the pile driver. Legion Loyalist, though, does make things a little harder. Going to be giving things First Strike and Trample. Oh, geez. Talk about good draws. This is pretty good for our opponent. Are we just dead here on turn 3? 8, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So we have to chump, and that's only just barely keeping us alive, and we're still just dead next turn. That was interesting. So we can Staticaster. The problem is we would have to Staticaster before combat, and we'll have to go to 1 just to play it. Emote idea, get an N emote and an O emote, so when we get top deck by our opponent, we can spam. That's a good one too. Oh yeah, we're just dead. Disappointingly. They all had Trample, was a big problem, so it didn't really matter what we blocked. Oh, you're right. We would have had to fetch out a Shock. It wouldn't have really saved us anyway. The lack of mountains doing us in. Alright, come on, deck. Pull it together for one more game so we can have a winning record. It doesn't even feel like this should be that bad of a matchup to me. We get to clog things up. We have some incidental life gain. It seems like we should have a good matchup against this deck. I think this deck is actually decent. I think the thing that makes it good is you're not reliant on the combo to win. You can win just by being like a good creature deck with companies. So it's not like there's only actually two of the retreats in the deck, actually. Why do you run Nahiri? I know there's Nahiri, but no Emrakul. Yeah, the Knight with haste is pretty much the way that we would use the Nahiri if we ultimate it. Also just a good value card. Punt emote, one-time emote. Double Courser is sweet, but we might not ever cast it. I think we're going to mulligan. This is not bad. Hopefully a turn 2 Courser, and that is a huge roadblock. Even if our opponent kills the Courser, then we have an Ooze and can start eating stuff out of the graveyard. Yeah, we need the ship the turn. That'd be... We have a lot of good emotes. We'll have to do a vote or something. Waiting on our opponent to decide if they want to keep their 7. Are you not on your game tonight? What is it on your mind that distracts you? Why does it seem like I'm not on my game? I don't know. I feel pretty on my game. If you've ever watched me play before, you know that punts happen. I don't think that's a matter of being on or off my game. Alright, Noble Hierarch. Pass the turn. Technically opponents could watch the stream. That's true. It does happen sometimes, but I don't know if it's... I don't know. Like, if you're really watching people's streams to gain an advantage in a Magic Online League, then whatever. I'm not really concerned about that. If I was playing, like, in the mocks or something like that... Oh, thank you. I will definitely submit another application for partnership shortly. Awesome. That's super exciting. So maybe we're actually going to get partnered, everyone. Would be so sweet. Alright, let's just... we are live every Tuesday and Thursday evening. And occasionally at other times as well. But Tuesdays at 7, Thursdays at 6. Relic of Progenitus for our opponent goes to combat. Oh man. Well, this is just going to be a slaughter. Get the forest, exile the Hierarch. If our opponent's stuck on one land, we are very favored in this game, I think. Ghost Quarter gains us a life. Get in with both. Put our opponent down to 15. Play Fish in Modern to celebrate partnership if it happens. Why Fish in Modern? I've never been much of a Fish player. If we get partnered, we'll have to celebrate with some Blood Moons. Oh, and our opponent scooped it up. Oh, no. Well, this is just going to be a slaughter. Get the forest, exile the Hierarch. If our opponent's stuck on one land, we are very favored in this game, I think. Ghost Quarter gains us a life. Get in with both. Put our opponent down to 15. Play Fish in Modern to celebrate partnership if it happens. Why Fish in Modern? I've never been much of a Fish player. If we get partnered, we'll have to celebrate with some Blood Moons. Oh, and our opponent scooped it up. So let's see. We went 3-2 overall, which is fine. We ended up losing to Burn, which that could be a rough match. So all right. It's against the odds time. Yeah, that does sound like me. New episode coming out tomorrow. You don't want to miss it. The 1-year anniversary episode. So anyway, we finish up our league going 3-2. And thank you for your help, by the way, Panda Soshi. Good night from the U.S., Nelia. So we finished up 3-2. We lost to Bird. We lost to that control deck, but the deck felt pretty good. We did a pretty decent job of keeping up with the format. I like that we can randomly turn 3 combo off, which gives us a chance against some of the non-interactive decks. This isn't the most combo focused build of the deck. We could be more combo focused, but then we're going to give up stuff in other matchups. One of the appeals of this deck is we get to play like a combo deck sometimes and win on turn 3. Then we also get to play like a good creature list sometimes and win real games of Magic. So I like that aspect of the list, and it seemed pretty fun. I'm sure playing it more and kind of getting familiar with it would be helpful. But I think our matches went pretty well. I didn't feel like we punted any matches we should have won. We just got wrecked by Burn. And the control match, I guess if there was any argument that we punted, it was that one. But I still don't know. The game 2 was pretty rough. So I feel like this deck's solid, and if you want to check it out, you should definitely give it a shot. So that means, since it's only 9-12, and we still got another match in us, I guess that means that we got to do some Momir tonight. It's been a minute since we've done any Momir. Let me see if I can find this Momir overlay. So, have I promised anyone the next Momir match? I don't think so. I don't think there's anyone on the Momir waiting list. Oh man, they're popping up like crazy. Alright, already have a couple challenges for Momir. Let me find the overlay. The Light Show, thank you for the follow. Oh man, so many challenges. Alright, I gotta go with the first one though, so that means a couple people are gonna not get their request accepted. But the good news is you move to the top of the list. So let's see. Lulu517, you are 3rd place in the list. I am the evil one. You're in 2nd on our waiting list. And number 1 first match is Patrick, I'm assuming. So remember the order that you're in. If we have time for more than one match tonight, then I'm the evil one would be next. And if we don't do another match tonight, you're at the top of the list for next Momir stream. How do I get started for Momir? Where do I get the avatar? So Team Kit and MTG, you can buy it from the Magic Online store is the easiest way. It's around $10. It even comes with all the lands you need to play. So you have the entire deck and you can just jump right in and start playing. Oh. I must have misclicked the overlay. It was right next to Momir. I thought only Momir was in that folder. There we go. Overlay is fixing. Don't worry, Momir's coming. So the easiest way is to get it at the Magic Online store. You can buy it from bots as well, but I think it's actually more expensive a lot of times from bots. You definitely don't save much buying it from bots. Alright, so let's make a 2-drop, spin the wheel of Momir luck, discarding a swamp since we have a million. And what do we get? Stony Brook Angler. 1 in a blue, tap or untap a creature. Alright. That's not the worst. It's really hard to pay abilities like that in Momir. Like, most of the time you want to be curving out. But I could imagine in a long game, Brass Squire ability unlikely to be relevant, attaching equipment. But in a long game, I could imagine tapping an 8-drop or something could be the right play. Let's pitch our Forest here. Yeah, whenever a beast enters the battlefield, you may draw a card. So, Ravenous Balos coming up next. We usually trend towards playing Swamps and Mountains because Swamps and Mountains have the best activated abilities, and you usually only play the other lands when you need to avoid land walk abilities and stuff like that. Ooh, Salt Skidder is so bad. Whenever another creature enters the battlefield, you exile it and then return it. But it's a token, so it doesn't get to come back. Ooh, opponent's beast trigger as well. Ooh, come on, beasts anywhere. Well, we are going to make a 4-drop, hopefully a beast. Discard this plains. Yes! Got him! Yeah. What are the odds? What are the odds? I am... Oh, you do not see many 4-for-1s. A 4-for-1. Oh my god. That might be the greatest Momir hit I've ever had. We blink the Salt Skidder. We draw a card because it's a beast. And we also get to kill the artifact. That's like a million for one. Oh, that was as good as it gets in Momir. Well, now I guess we start attacking. Oh, so good. Nope. Salt Skidder tries to come back. Cannot because it's a token. Come on. Come on. More beasts. Street Wraith. Ooh. Well, that is a clock. And we have swamps. Yeah, that was pretty good. I think that might have been one of the best hits I've ever had in Momir, in all honesty. Pigeon Island. Not a beast. Thrall Champion. Well, now we have another thing to root for. If our opponent gets some thralls, we can steal them. Oh, Thrall Champion. Good old 6 or 5 mana Lord. Opponent gets Oxida Golem, not a beast or a thrall. Yeah, opponent's gonna get frisky. Alright, we might as well trade this off. It doesn't get through Street Wraith anyway. Thrall Tribal could be a legacy against the odds. It would be horrible, but it could be a legacy against the odds. Let's pitch his Forest. Ooh, Manamoti Jin. Big flyers are good in Momir. I will accept it. Not a beast. Not a thrall. Man, look at the art on that thing. What is going on there? A flag and an axe and a million arms? Opponent. Ooh, Big Ale. The High Arbiter. Not really relevant ability. Also doesn't block our Matamoti. I feel like we're in good shape. What's up, the Mexa Nerd? Am I going to do some pre-release events this weekend? Possibly. I've been sporadic with paper pre-releases lately, but Kaladesh does look sweet. Ooh. Fight a creature it doesn't control. Well, I guess that's just got to be Street Wraith. Would have been sweet if it could have fought Big Ale, but not possible. Well, it would have just died. Possible, but deadly. So we get to wipe out our opponent's Street Wraith. Get in 4/5. I do not know what a thrall is. I think there are actually thralls and thralls. There's ones with A's and ones with U's, and they look very similar. I don't know why they go from one to another. Alien zombie, that's that's a pretty good description. Axe-loving alien. Oh, Godsire. Beast! Oh, shut down! Shut down! Shut down the beast! Oh, they can make 8/8s, but we get to draw a card every time. It's like a ghostly prison for Godsire. Oh, that means we can get to Emrakul if this game just happens to go on long. Pitch the forest. Only a 5/2. Well, we get to keep attacking with flyers. I found out there's a competitive Shrek Super Slam community, and now I don't know what to do with my life. What is Shrek Super Slam? Is that a game? Alright, let's pass. Is that like the Shrek version of Smash? We could try... That's right. I forgot our opponent made a 14 drop and realized that they don't exist. That was pretty classic. Unfortunately for our opponent, they're in double chump mode. Actually, we just win. We can actually tap something down. Goodbye, Throw Lord. Hello, Stony Brook Angler for the win. Momir is only as a sorcery and only once each turn. Trust me, thank you for the follow. Yeah, Baron Sengar isn't bad, but it doesn't do it here because we can just tap down one of the flyers. And then we have a lethal threat. Blue mana paying off for once in Momir. Wow, that was such a great turn. That made the whole game worthwhile. Oh, that was sweet. Thralls, Nulls, Thralls. Probably some other weird creatures with similar names. Alright, game 2. Opponent has a swamp. Mountain Goo. Oh, Demonics, that's right. I'm glad you did, though, because how many games of Momir do we play on stream? Quite a few. How many of them are we still talking about a week or two later? Not very many, but we're still talking about the 14 drop. Baby, thank you for the follow. Now we want slivers. This is our sliver tribal. I really like Training Grounds, and I've messed around with it a little, but I don't think I've done any videos with it. Opponent gets a Thunder Spirit. So Thunder Spirit, I believe, let me double check. Yeah, so Thunder Spirit is one of the most problematic cards in all of Magic. So it's so weird, but Thunder Spirit, for no good reason, is on the reserve list, and it's just a 3-mana 2/2 flyer with first strike. So because they printed Thunder Spirit and put it on the reserve list, they literally cannot print a white 2/2 flyer for 3 with first strike. Like, it can't, you can't do it. We're 25 years later almost, and we can't print this card. And this is the perfect, fine, limited card. Like, this would have been a card that would be reprinted for limited multiple times. So it's just so weird how some of those cards are on the reserve list. I think Thunder Spirit is one of the best examples of how the reserve list, it doesn't just affect necessarily like Legacy and really expensive cards and that aspect of stuff. But you can't just play this in a limited deck. Like, they can't put this in a normal set. What? Oh, I thought I had... I got excited for a minute. They moved our Muscle Sliver over, and I thought we had another one, and it was 3 mana somehow, which don't ask me why I thought that. But actually, it was a Selkie Hedge Mage. False alarm. We didn't get another Muscle Sliver. 4 3 mana somehow. A Leaf from Cairo would be super fun and limited. Yeah. Fun, right. Actually, we had, Fortune Thief is pretty close to a reprint. Geez, our opponent is getting... This is the land of flyers they would never print anymore. Thunder Spirit, they literally can't reprint. And now we have Hawk Eater Moth. Just a green flyer with Shroud. What is going on across the table in this game of Momir? Oh, we're back around to the monkey song. Oh, no. Living Tsunamis, we just gotta let it go. You can't bounce a land every turn in Momir. I guess it gives us a, like, 1 turn, what was that ability? Detain? It basically detains our opponent's flyers for a turn. Which I guess is not nothing, but it's not good. Oh, no! Tangarth is going to start wiping out our stuff. Ogwest, thank you for the follow. Did I just get a punt for being unable to determine the song? Or for hitting Living Tsunami? No, we gotta let it die. Alright. Living Tsunami can be good in real limited. Alright, there goes our forest. We get Earth Elemental. Just a vanilla 4/5. Pass the turn. At least it survives Tangarth. Yeah, getting Living Tsunami was a pun. Uncontrollable pun, but it is pretty bad. 166 punts? That's starting to add up. Foxfire Oak. Not too scary. We're getting to the point where we're going to get to start making big things at least, which is nice. 6-drop Worm Coil, please. Ooh. When it enters the battlefield, another target permanent gains indestructible for as long as... I wish we had another flyer. I guess we can just go with Earth Elemental is probably the best choice. Are gold bordered cards ones that aren't on Magic Online normally? So Magic Online does this weird format for new people, new players, where you can get a whole bunch of cards for like $5, and they're sort of like theme decky, and you can only play them against other gold bordered cards. So they're not tournament legal, but there is like a weird new player format that only involves gold border cards, and they don't even have all the cards in gold border, just some of the cards are gold bordered. Opponent gets Ember Maw Helion. Man, that's disappointing for Shrek. If the game is named after you and you're low tier, what does that say about you as a character? Still have never hit Phage in my entire life of Momir. Is today the day? Instead we get Mace Tail Hesterdon. 4/4, first strike, haste. Yeah, we just gotta pass. I guess I could have got in with the flyer. I don't know if it's worth it. Are we in race mode now? Thing is, our opponent's going to be able to start mowing down our little creatures. So it kind of feels good to play defense. Oh, is this a red permanent? If a red source... Ooh, you're right. That makes... Yikes. That actually allows it to kill Our angel. Oh no, you got Realm Razor into Phage? What are the chances? I don't think I've ever hit either. I've never hit Phage, and I don't think I've ever hit Realm Razor either. Ooh. Patron of the Orochi. This is one of the cards that makes me wish I had played Forest. Being able to untap all your forests is good. Being able to untap all our green creatures isn't especially good. Does the amount of printings increase the card's chance of appearing in Momir? I don't believe so. Although I'm a little suspicious that it's not 100% random, in that it's somehow weighted towards newer cards. Sometimes it feels like when a new set comes out, you're more likely to hit cards that are in the new set, but maybe that's just an illusory correlation and not actually real. Ooh, alright. Well, we get to start getting some life with our Celestial Force. Still can't... I guess we can attack. Alright, yeah, we'll start getting in with the flyer. Our opponent pretty much whiffed on Corridor, and now has a Scaled Worm, also pretty bad as far as 8 drops go. Orochi. Orochi. Am I saying that wrong or right? Is that a correction or a compliment? Orochi? I have a hard enough time with the English language. I think it's a little much to expect me to say Orochi correctly. Snake Offering. So, Snake Offering, there was a cycle of offering cards with different tribes, but when you cast this card, you can cast this card at any time you could cast an instant by sacrificing a snake and paying the difference in mana cost between this and the sacrificed snake. Mana cost includes Temptation. So, Temptation, I just wrote that in the chat. Mana cost includes color. So this was essentially the first Emerge. It actually plays almost exactly like Emerge, except you have to do a specific creature type instead of just any creature. You can always play the creature as if it had flash, and it discounts color mana as well, which Emerge does not. Opponent gets a Limestone Golem. Misspeaking is... I feel better about that than mispronouncing. Misspeaking, when you just talk all the time... Whoa! We're like forced tribal. I don't think we even need to attack anymore. We just... we just sit back and gain 3 each upkeep with Celestial Force and burn for 3 each upkeep with Magmatic Force, and we win. Yeah, I think this could be a good commander card. It's really powerful in a primarily green deck. If you're untapping 4 or 5 lands, it's very good. Yeah, we did build our own Lightning Helix every upkeep. All it took was 2 8-mana creatures. What do we want now? The blue one? The blue one wouldn't be that great, I guess. Opponent. Oh, poor opponent. Hit of the Horrid Swarm. I just kind of want to get more forces now. Oh, it does seem like a good commander. Did I see the 24-hour stream for charity? I didn't get a chance to watch much of it, but I saw that it was happening, and I think it's awesome. Scourge of Courageous. 2 damage to each creature with flying for 2 mana. 6 mana, you get to do 6 damage to each other creature with flying. I think we actually shoot down the flyer, and then if our opponent doesn't hit a flyer, we actually get in way more damage next turn. Our opponent's colorless tribal. Oh, I think we are just... I mean, that's Momir. It feels like we're just getting way luckier than our opponent, so... But that's how Momir works. Alright, tap it all. Pitch the Plains. Sisters of Stone Death. Eh. Reasonable, not insane. Let's get in with our... Oh, we only have one flyer. Okay. I don't think we could actually swing for the win. There would just be a lot of weird blocks that would happen, and we'd lose our stuff. I mean, unless our opponent gets a sweeper, we just win from these things. You can make the 1-drop. Ooh, Terastodon. Terastodon is normally awesome. Not as good here, though, because our opponent's so far behind. If we had attacked... Let's see, this couldn't attack. This did attack. Block here. Double block here. Block here. Block here. Yeah, that wouldn't have worked. We would have lost a bunch of creatures and not gotten in any additional damage. Oh, with Scourge? Yeah, I guess we could have Scourge. That's true. I guess we can do it now. Can we actually lose to this Breaker of Armies? They can't do 45, right? 45's got to be way too much. Yeah, that probably would have been better, actually, to try to wipe away our opponent's board. I don't think we die. We do get rid of the Breaker of Armies. Oh, we didn't even really come close to dying. Boom. Send a message. Ah, Phyrexian Marauder. Yeah, they did almost exactly half. That was good quick math. Oh, alright. Well, our luck held out with Momir. Am I Moto rich? No. You gotta remember that the series I am most known for is Against the Odds, which is built around losing. So, I mean, I have a decent Magic Online collection because I've been playing for a long time. I was actually just thinking the other day that a block all option would be really helpful on Magic Online. I wish that that was a thing that existed. So being able to do that would be pretty sweet. Oh, well, that was a fun game of Momir. That was a pretty fun league too, so all around, I think I had fun with this one. So let's see, what do we got coming up? Random stuff. We got set reviews, the top 5 videos all week. So keep a lookout for that. Hanging out with Chaz, talking about that stuff. Tomorrow, Against the Odds 1-year anniversary episode. So you're not going to want to miss that. Then we'll be back on Thursday for another stream. In the meantime, replay. If you're looking to see old streams, the MTG Goldfish replay channel has everything you can need. So if you want to see the rest of this stream because you didn't catch it all or you missed the beginning or past ones, that's the place to go. Also, if you're looking for a way to support the stream, you can pick up a playmat or also sign up for premium on Goldfish. And apparently, the big news of the stream, keep your fingers crossed, but it sounds like we might actually be getting partnered soon. Like, that's the rumor from the chat that partnering might be happening, which is super sweet. Means we get our emotes and we get all that fun stuff, so I'm super excited. Anyway, everyone, thanks for hanging out. It was a blast. Keep an eye out on the site for the next day or two, and we'll be back Thursday with another one. So, anyway, thanks for hanging out, everyone, and I will talk to you Thursday.